Hey everyone, welcome back to the Quiz Master tutorial series. In this video, we will implement the charts and analytics to the admin dashboard. By the end of this video, admin can able to visualize the quiz performance and the user scores using the interactive charts. Let's get started. So first, we have done a lot of changes. So just commit all those changes to GitHub. So just add the changes. What we have changed? Oh, a lot of files regarding the quiz scores, quiz questions, and a lot of templates. Okay, let's commit it. Oh, let me zoom a bit. Okay, clear this again. And we just have checked all the status for the what files are getting modified, what the new files, and what are deleted and all. Okay, cool. Let's commit this. Git commit and what we have done, we have added the quiz questions and scoring. Before that, we have added the CRUD operations for subject, chapter, and quizzes. Okay. So what we have done, CRUD operations for subject, chapter, quiz, and quiz questions and scoring. Cool. So we have committed our changes. Now push these changes. So git, let me clear this for you. Git push remote is origin, branch is main, where we have to push. Okay. Okay, so we have pushed all our changes. Let's start with the new one for chart and analytics. Cool. Okay, so this is the admin dashboard sequence diagram. So what we are going to do, so the admin will visit the dashboard and where we will request the quiz data, okay? And then we are fetching the quiz data from the database. So quiz score and user data. We are fetching from the database and then database return the quiz score and user data. And then we will calculate the average scores and the completion rates, okay? And then after calculating all these things, we will render the charts uh, into the admin dashboard, okay? And then admin can see the charts, the visualization of all the average scores and completion rate inside the admin dashboard, okay? So that is the sequence diagram. So for visualizing the data, we need a lot of data, right? Like we needed the subject data, we needed the chapter, then we needed the quiz, then we need questions inside the quiz, and then user need to attempt the quizzes, and then we need the scores for the users. So we need a lot of data to visualize inside the admin dashboard. But for testing purpose, we are not going to create all these things by our own, like one by one. We have to create the subject. Then in the production, obviously that will going to happen. But while testing the visualization thing, we don't need to manually feed all the data. So this is the sample data I have collected so far, and we will populate all the tables based on this data. Okay. So what we are going to do, we have created a seed.py file, okay, where we have imported the DB from the app. We imported all the models and the date time. Okay. Then we have created a sample data for three users. Okay, so username is John Doe, the next is Jane Doe, and the last is Bob Smith. So these users are the sample users that we will create, and then we have two subjects, two sample subjects, the math and science, and then we have created two chapters, sample chapters, the algebra and biology. The algebra will have the subject ID of this one, the first one. So when we populate, so the mathematics will have the subject ID as 1, the science will have the subject ID as 2. Okay, so algebra will get the subject ID 1, or it means this one relate with the first subject, and the biology relate with the subject 2 or science. Okay. Similarly, we have created some of the sample quizzes. So name 1 is quiz 1, name 2 is quiz 2 for the second record, and date of time we have just populated random time. 10 minutes we have given. So 10 into 60 will be 600 seconds, and this will belong to chapter first or the algebra. This one belongs to chapter 2 or biology. Okay. Then we have collected some questions, and these questions are relate with the quiz ID. Like the first two questions are, two questions relate with the quiz one, the or first three questions actually relate with quiz first, and then last three questions relate to quiz ID 2 or the say quiz 2. Okay, so we have added questions for two quizzes. Okay, and then we have just creating the sample scores. So it is the attempts data basically. So like two user one is attempting two quizzes. Okay, so user id 1, so user attempting quiz 1, user 1 attempting quiz 2 also, and in the quiz 1 user 1 is getting or a total scored as 2 out of three questions. So quiz one have three questions. Quiz two also has three questions. But in quiz one, user one is getting two is total score two. In quiz two, user one is getting all three. It means user one getting full score in quiz two. Okay. Then user 2 is also attempting both quizzes, in which in quiz 1 user 2 is getting only one score. It means the user 2 is submitted only one correct option out of three, and then user 2 getting total score 2 for quiz 2. Okay, then the last user, um, actually I will comment this one, the last user, cause I have to visualize first, and then I will make some more updates to show the changes, like how it will change, like when we push something to database again. Okay, so that's why I'll comment these two last record. Okay, cool. Then, then we have created the function to seed the database based on these data. Okay, so how we are doing that? So we are looping for the database for the data. So for user data, in user data, this one. So we are looping this one first, and we are creating the user. Okay, so there are three users only. So one by one we will create. So we will create the record first, and by giving the username, full name, qualifications, and a date of birth from the object, and then we are setting the password from the object. Okay, and then we will add this user to the DB session, and in the last, when we will add all the data, and then we will at the last we will commit. So at the last we will save all the data into the database. Okay, so we have added the user record, and then it will run for the second user, then it will run for the third user, and we will add all the user in the session, DB session. Okay, then we will loop for the subjects data. So there are two subject in subjects data, right? And so we will run the loop for all two, and then it will create the subject object, and then it will add to the session. Okay, so we are giving the name and the description. Similarly, for the chapter 3, we will run the loop. So how many entries are there in the chapters? Two entries. So it will run two times. Okay. Let me also just um, break it in multiple lines so you can also see how we have how we are recording the data. Okay. So now you can view it. I think that will be clear to you, I guess. Okay. Okay. So similarly, break this one also in multiple lines. So we are having name and description for subject object or subject model. Similarly, for the chapter, we have the name and description and subject ID. Okay. So then we will loop the quizzes data. Okay. So we have how many quizzes we have? Two quizzes we have. So it will run the loop two times. So for quiz data in quizzes data, and then we will create a quiz object by giving the values from each of the entry. So the entry will have the name, date of quiz, time duration, and chapter ID. Then we will create the quiz one by one and add to the DB session. Okay. Next, we then loop the questions data. Okay. So questions data have 6 entries in total. Uh, Let me also break this one for you. So if you want to copy this data, you can use if you can also make your own data. Okay. Okay. So just breaking all these things so you can view on the screen, and you can also create the similar, or you can copy the same data. Okay. So just do it real quick. Okay, so uh, I broke all the records in multiple line, all the entries. So this is the question first, what is 2 plus 2? This is the second question, what is capital of France? The third question, what is the largest planet in our solar system? The fourth question, who painted the Mona Lisa? Fifth, what is the chemical symbol for gold? And the last one, six, what is the smallest country in the world? Okay, so we have 6 questions for two quizzes. Like we already have two quiz, one and two. So 3 questions for each quiz. Okay, one, 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 two, two, and two. Okay, cool. Then we have this user scores data for attempting the record. Then we are looping. So for user data, we have just looped for all the users. Then for the subject, then for the chapters, then for the quizzes, and then for the questions data. So for the question data, we have from the entry we are getting the question statement, option 1, option 2, option 3. option 4 and the correct option, and then we are populating the quiz ID for each of the question of model object. Okay, then we are adding the each of the question to DB session, and the last we have to create the scores also. So then we will loop through the attempts data, where we are having total 6 records, or say just for now just say 4 records, okay, because we are going to populate only 4 records, two for like for each user we have two score records. So user 1 attempted the quiz 1 and 2, and user 2 also attempted the quiz 1 and quiz 2. Okay, so then we run the loop for attempts data. So for attempt data, in attempts data and attempt creating the score, score have the user ID, quiz ID, total score, and then we will add the attempt in DB session. And the last, when all the data has been added in the DB session, we just commit, run the this command DB session commit, and it will save all the data in the database. Okay, so in this way we will done with the sample data. But how we will run this? Okay, so let's create a CLI command. Okay, just oh shit. Okay, create a CLI command. For creating the CLI command, open your roots.py file. Okay, and earlier we had created one CLI command for db create. Okay, that creates the database, initializes the database, and we also create the admin record when we initialize the database. Okay, so for seeding the database, we already have some of the database, some of the records in our database. So better to delete this database file. Okay, we will create once again. So move to trash. Okay, and then first create the CLI command. So at the rate app.cli.command, and the command will be db seed. Okay, for seeding the db, the def seed db, seed db, and in this we will run this function. Okay, so first import this function and then we will run it. So import from seed, import seed database. Okay, then we will run that function inside seed db function. So seed database. Okay, and then we will also print the output. So the print output will be database seeded successfully. Okay, cool. So we have created another command, a db seed CLI command, and that we will use for populating the database with some sample data. Cool. So let's create the database again and seed the data, and then we will test like how it is rendering on our portal. Okay, cool. So just create the database first, because we have deleted existing database. So flask flask dash dash f and run.py, and then db create. First you have to create the database because we have deleted our existing database. So run this one, admin has been created and database is created. Okay, then when we have the database, only then we can seed the database, because we need the tables created before seeding the database. So with this command we have created all the tables. Now we will populate the data inside the data tables. Okay, so for that we have to run flask dash f run.py. That is a root file for running the application. Then db seed. Okay, so we are running another CLI command db seed, and then we will see Before running this command, why not just see the dashboard like how it is for now. So just run our application first and see do we have any records or not. So we just ran our database. Sorry, we ran our application and go to the application. Okay, right now we don't have any data in managed subjects, in chapters, in quizzes. We don't have any data. Okay, and manage users. We just have the admin record. Okay, first we need to hide this record from the admin coach. Admin must not have to see their record. Okay, so for doing that, uh, open your manage users template, and then we need to filter this admin record. Okay, or we need to pass the rendering option for this element. Okay, how we can do that? So if user dot username equal to admin at the rate quiz.com. We're just testing for now, and if it works, so we will also um, use the email from the secrets manager. Okay, so if username equal to admin.quiz.com, so if it it is not, then we need to um, loop this through. Okay, so and if, then it's good, I guess. So reload this. Okay, we don't have any record now. Okay, cool. Now populate our DB. Okay, just close the server for now and run the command for seed. So flask dash step run.py db seed. Okay, and database seeded successfully. Okay, now run the server again and let's check if we got the record or not. Okay, so just load this one. So now we have three records, three users record. Okay, John Doe, Jane Doe, Bob Smith. Then in the managed subjects we have two subject, mathematics and science. In the chapters we have two chapters, algebra, biology. In the quizzes we have quiz 1, quiz 2. And in the managed quiz sections we have uh, three questions for managed quiz, and similarly for the second quiz we have three questions. Okay, so our database is populated successfully and we can see all the records are being created and we can see the records, but we need some of the CSS styling for these data, right? So just a little bit CSS we need for now. Okay, so I have some CSS for our table where we are styling our table a bit like heading and our columns. So we are providing some CSS for border. We are providing the padding inside the column. Then the text of the column will be left and the background color of the heading. Okay. So there are some of the CSS I just copied from somewhere and put this CSS inside the root layout. Okay, because the admin layout is also using the same layout or extending this layout. So why not just add this CSS style here? Okay, in the layout.html. So put this, format a bit. So table thtd th. Okay, now reload this form and we are getting, like, we can now at least see what is the data. Okay, earlier it was difficult to watch, like where was, the statement, where were the actions. Just need some of the formatting also for the HTML. So for the manage questions for quiz one, okay. So this is the manage quiz questions template. So go to the manage quiz questions template. Okay, inside the admin section, manage quiz questions. And what is the problem with this table? So we have three th in the t head and four td in the t body. So we need one, or we have to extend the last one using the col span 2. So this th will take space for 2. Okay. So let's reload this page again. Okay. So the actions will take whole 2 space. Okay. Cool. Now, we need, this is the main row. Sorry, this is the main column. Okay. So we need ID and actions a little less. Okay. So I think we have to do one thing. We have to give only 10% to each. Like if the width for the table is 100%, so the ID and actions, so inside actions there is two, edit and delete actions. So if we give 10% both, so 10, 10 and 10, so all 30%. So the remaining will take the 70%. Okay. So this is the first child of the table, and these are the last two children. Okay. So just do this formatting also, like add one CSS. So in the layout, do one thing, th nth child, and the child is first, and also we need one for td. Okay. So for the th and for the td. Okay. So for td is first child, and then we have to provide the width as 10%. Just reload this one. Okay, now ID is taking 10%. Now we have to do same for these. Okay, so make a new style and give a width of 20%. Okay, okay, cool. So what was happening when we have given the call span as 2? So this will be considered as one child only. Okay. So we have given now 20%, and inside the 20%, if we just remove this one, this will also work. Like it will still work. Okay. Similarly, if we remove the TD here, according to TH, the TD will adapt. Okay. So it will take the 10% also. Okay. Then now it is looking good. Okay. Statement is taking a lot of space, and we have the actions edit and delete. Now check for others if they are looking good or not. So the subject has ID taking 10%, and okay, if we include these two, or if we join these two th, so then the same CSS will work for these also. So go to the manage subjects, and remove this one. Use here call span 2 and add a heading actions. And in the T body we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 5. Okay, we have 5. Okay, that's good. We have th3 and th2 for two actions. Okay, so it's good. Save it, load it, and now actions is taking 20%. 10% is ID taking, and then remaining is divided between the name and description. So the remaining is 70%, so 35%, 35% each taking name and description. Okay, so it is also looking good. Now come to the chapters part. Similarly, we have to make or join these two th in one by call span, so that will be considered as one, and then it will have the 20% whole space. So go to the manage chapter section, remove this one, use the call span 2 actions. Okay, save this, reload this, and now better. Okay, now next the quizzes. So quizzes have three actions. Okay, um, I edit, delete, and manage quiz questions. So okay, go to the quiz, manage quizzes, and the quizzes we have total 6 column in the T body. Not six, seven. Three are actions: edit, delete, and manage quiz question. That is a link. Okay, so for three, we have to um we have to make this actions and give the call span as 3. And let's see how it will work. Okay, it's working, but extra we need more space cause we have just given the 20%, but we needed now more cause we have three actions here. Okay, how we will do it? Okay, I think for all it is working fine. Just for the quizzes, as we have the three actions, so why not make a separate CSS for this one only? Okay, so how we can do that? Mm, so for doing that, go to the manage quizzes file, and the manage quizzes file inside the CRUD, add a style block, and from the layout, copy this one, the last one, and we need to just override this one. Okay, so in the layout we have given 20%, that is applicable for all, but for the manage quizzes we need 30% at least. So manage quizzes here, in the CRUD section we have added a style tag, and overriding the th nth last child style, and we need to give 30%. So save it here, reload the page, and gotcha, we have now 30%. Okay, this is pretty good. So the subject is fine, manage chapters is fine, quizzes is fine, and in the manage quiz questions, this is also good. Okay, so we have added a little bit of style, so it looks better. Okay, when we have the data. Cool. Um, I think there is one more issue I see. We are adding the th again and again. Okay, so we don't need to loop the th element. We just need to loop the td. Okay, so I think we have to check all the templates again. So for the manage questions, we can see. So just resolve this for now. So in the t body, we need to loop the um we are okay. T head is there. Okay, manage quiz questions. Sorry, for the manage quiz questions. Okay, we are running the loop for whole table. Okay, so it is creating the table again and again for all the data. So what we have to do, we have to just loop it um, for the row. Okay, so row here and row here. Now it's good. We have moved this loop here for the tr only. Okay, now reload the page again, and it's good now. ID statement actions only one time as a heading, and then we have the data. Okay, check for others also if we have done for all. Okay, subject is fine. Chapter is also good. Quiz is also good. Okay, it was only for the managed quiz questions. Now it's good. Cool. We have added some styles in our tables to see the data better. Cool. What next we have to do? So we have the data. Okay. Now we have to show in the admin dashboard. We have to visualize the data like scores. Okay. The average scores for all the quizzes or the completion rates. Okay. So how many users have been completed? So the completion rates also. Okay. So for that, we need to modify our admin dashboard. So the admin dashboard for now, how it is? There's a dashboard, and the dashboard we have the navigation links. Okay, and we are using this dashboard as a layout for other templates, other admin templates. Like here we are using the dashboard as layout. Here also, all the templates are using the dashboard as layout. So if we have to show the data on the admin dashboard, so we need to extract this as a separate template, so the data that we need to show here will not affect other templates. Otherwise, if we are visualizing the data here, if we just create anything here, like if we are just adding a chart, like we have added a chart, average scores something, and if we are not separating this dashboard from the layout, because this is working as layout for others. So if this will remain same, so what will happen? Anything we just add here will show on other templates. Like if we just load this one, so every scores we can see here, we can see here. So that's why dashboard needs to separate for showing the data. Okay. So for that, we just need to create a layout file, and the dashboard will be a separate template. Okay. So what we have to do basically, we will not use the dashboard as template. We will create another file as admin layout.html, and this code block will go there, and then dashboard also can use the admin layout. Okay. Just copy this one, use a new file layout.html. This is for the admin layout. Okay, we have one more layout file, but that is for the normal user. But for the admin, we have created a layout or different layout, and we have pasted the code from the dashboard, and remove this because we don't need to give the title for the layout, and then the head, um, the container. Okay, this is fine because we are using the container everywhere. This is fine. And then remove this also, and we need only the this one. Okay, the navigation, and what and we have one block for rendering the content from these templates. Okay. um cool. Now go to the dashboard and use the layout from admin slash layout. Okay, and then the admin dashboard. Remove this one, we don't need it, so remove whole block head, and block content we don't need. Block content, we don't need the block content, we need just this one, block crud. Okay, so block crud here, copy this heading and remove whole content block, and then okay, so what we have done, we have created a template by copying the dashboard code, because we need this dashboard for visualization purpose. Okay, and then we are using the layout from the admin layout. Okay, and just reload this and then see how it is showing to you. One more navigation we needed for admin dashboard. So just add one more, and that will be URL for, what is the URL for the admin dashboard? Admin dashboard is admin dashboard. Okay, go to the layout, admin dashboard, and this will be dashboard for admin. Okay, cool. Um, Reload this. Okay, we have also have to extend now layout from the admin layout. Okay, but go to the dashboard for now. Cool. So we have the navigation here and the dashboard here. Similarly, we have to extend, or we have to modify the layout template for all these templates from the admin layout. So admin layout, copy this for now and go for each template and replace the layout extension, because earlier we were extending the dashboard, but as dashboard is a separate template, so we need to extend this one, admin layout. Add quiz, dashboard, change it, subject. Okay, replace this one also. Dashboard is already, we have changed. Layout, edit quiz, edit subject, login, admin login is uh, okay. Admin login is the external template, because at that time we don't need the admin things, so it's okay. From the normal layout it is extending. And then manage chapters, manage quiz questions, manage quizzes, and then manage subjects, and manage users. Okay, we have changed our layout and replaced in all the files. Now load the subjects. We cannot see any change, but yeah, we have changed our template. Okay. Okay, we are done with some styling and formatting and structure changing for the admin. And now we have a separate section, the dashboard, where we will show the visualization for the data. Okay, so we have the admin dashboard. Now uh, start generating the data for visualization. So how we will do that? So for doing that, we just go to roots in the admin dashboard, and we don't have anything for now in the dashboard. So what we have to show, we are going to visualize the average scores and completion rates. Okay, these two things we are going to visualize. So how we have to generate the data for this? So first we need to fetch the quizzes from quiz.query.all, and then we also need quiz names. Okay, for creating the quiz names, we have to use quiz.name for quiz in quizzes. Okay, that will map all the quiz name in this array. Then we need the average scores, that is blank at start, and the completion rates, that is also blank. Okay, so we have to loop the quizzes. Okay, and then we will calculate the average scores for each of the quiz and the completion rates for each of the quiz, and then we will append uh, this array with the data from all the quiz. Okay, so that's why we need to run a loop first. So for quiz in quizzes. Okay, so for calculating the average scores, what we needed the scores first for all the users those attempted this particular quiz. Okay, so just visualizing for you here, as we have the data here. So for like quiz 1 in start, we have two scores for quiz 1 for user 1 and user 2. Okay, so if we talk about the quiz 1, we have two score records, right? And the two score record, to find the average scores, how we can do that? For each score, we need to map the total scores. So for uh, in one score record, we have total score as 2, and in the next score record for quiz 1, we have total score as 1. Okay, so we will sum this 2 plus 1, 3, and then 3. So 3 is the total score out of 2 score record. Okay, so quiz 1 has 2 score records, so out of 2 score record, total score is 3. Okay, so this will be the average score. Okay, and similarly for the quiz 2, we have the 2 records, and their average score will be, for the quiz 2, score records are 2, and the total score for first is 3, and for the second user this is 2. So the sum is 5 out of 2. Okay, so that will be the average score. So um, in the roots.file, how we will do that? Just paste and comment this one so you can also visualize. Okay, so for the quiz, we need to find the scores first. Okay, so scores is score dot query dot filter by using the quiz. Okay, so quiz id equal to quiz dot id. We are looping the quiz, so we have the quiz dot id, and then all the scores we needed for that particular quiz. When we have the scores record, then we will calculate the average score for this quiz. Okay, and that will be how we have to calculate. So we need to sum all the scores. Okay, and then out of score record, sorry, we need to sum the total score. Okay, so find the total score and then sum. So that will be s dot total scored for s in scores. So from the scores, um, we need to map all the total scored for each of the score, okay, and then sum it. So if the score is 3 and then 2, so it will be in the array 3 comma 2, and then we will sum it. So it will be total 5, and then the next out of how many records, so length scores, that will give the 2, okay. Then we will also find the completion rate, okay. So completion rate, how we'll find the completion rate? um so if we see here, for calculating the completion rate, we have to check uh, how many users attempted the quiz, okay. So like if there is a quiz, like for quiz 1, how many users attempted, like if there are four records, four users, okay, and only two have attempted, out of four only two have attempted this quiz, so the completion rate will be 50%, okay. If four out of four attempted the quiz, so the completion rate will be 100%, okay. So for each quiz we need to first calculate this, like how many users attempted. So how we will find that? For every user that attempt the quiz will have only one scorecard, okay, score record, because with this combination user ID quiz ID, there will be only one record, okay, not many. So if we calculate the scores, okay, so for quiz 1, if we see here, for quiz 1 there are two scores only. So it is telling you like two users have attempted this quiz first, okay. So if we count the scores record for the particular quiz, then that will be the uh, users attempted number, okay. Then when we have the users attempted, we can calculate by dividing with the total user count, and that will be the completion rate, okay. So paste it here, just comment for a bit to calculate. So for calculating the completion rate, first we need to calculate the users attempted, okay, and that is the scores for the, or scores length for the quiz, okay. So length scores, that is the users attempted, and then we'll calculate the completion rate, okay. So that will be users attempted and divide by total user count, okay. So the total user count will be user.query.count and into 100, that will give the percentage, okay, cool. One thing that is really need to consider, when we run the user.query.count, it will count all the users including the admin, okay, but we don't want to include the admin. So for reducing that, so admin is one only, like there is only one record for the admin, so we can uh, subtract with 1, and then we have the user count, those are not admin, okay. Got it? Okay. So like if there are four records including the admin, now we are just calculating the completion rate only for three users, excluding the admin. Cool. Okay. So we have uh, calculated the average score for the quiz, completion rate for the quiz, and for all the quizzes, when we need to calculate, we will just append this array, okay, with for the all the quizzes. So after looping, okay, inside the loop, we also, yeah, this both will work only when the scores we have, like if we get the scores, if we get any records, then only we can calculate these two, okay. So that's why we need also a conditional block, and inside the if we will calculate both these, else we will give the average score as 0 and the completion rate also as 0, and uh, at the last we will append our average scores dot append with the average score for this quiz first. So every time when the quiz loop through the quizzes, so when the quiz first will come, so it will calculate the average scores and append the average scores. When the quiz 2 will come, so it will calculate for that quiz, and then we append the average scores and completion rate for specific quizzes, okay. So average scores we have appended, then we have to append the completion rates also. So completion rate dot append with the completion rate that we have calculated for the quiz. Good. Cool. Now we have to provide these data, okay. So we needed the quiz names. So quiz names param, provide the quiz names. Then the average scores, we'll have the average scores, and completion rates we will have completion rates, okay. So we are giving three values to our dashboard template. So now come to the dashboard, admin dashboard, where is it? This one, okay. Now just show the data here for now, okay. So omit these values here, and let's see what is the data coming after the calculation. I think I have been doing wrong, just check for now. Okay, we are in dashboard. Okay, yes. um okay, we are getting the scores as correct, like 1.5 and 2.5 that we have calculated, if you remember here. Go to the c.py, which one it was 1.5, and for quiz 2 it is 2.5, okay. So the data is coming is correct, and the 66.6% as the completion rate, cause there are three users in which uh, for now two have attempted the quizzes, two users. So that will be the 66%, right? Correct. If one user more, attempted the quiz, both quiz. So that will be 100% completion rate. Okay, but we are not getting the quiz names. Why? Just remove this. This is for understanding. Go to the dashboard, admin dashboard, quiz names. What we have done in the roots. Quiz names, quiz.name for quiz in quizzes. So quiz.name, okay. Oh, okay. We have added the parenthesis. Reload. Okay, quiz 1, quiz 2. The data is correct. We are seeing right now. Okay, next we have to visualize this data using the chart. Okay, so for the average scores, we will be using the line chart, and for the completion rate, we will using the pie chart. Okay, so for adding the chart, we have one library here that we are going to use, that is the chart.js. Okay, okay. So how we can use the chart.js to visualize our data? We have the data. Okay, we just need to visualize it. So get started, and if you are new, get started with chart.js. So this is giving the sample or examples. There are some examples you can use. How we can visualize? So first we need to add this script. Okay, and then we have to create an element, the canvas element, where we will bind the data, bind the chart. Okay, so let's start with the element first. So we have to create two elements actually. Come to the dashboard, admin dashboard, and we need to create two records. um, okay, we needed two charts basically, and label it also, h4. So one we needed for average scores, and one we needed for completion rates. Okay, so the id will be for each different average scores chart, and for this it will be completion rates. Oh shit, completion rates chart. Okay, so we have two canvas with different IDs, and then we need some JavaScript to bind the chart data. But before that, we need to include this library from the CDN link that we will include only in this file in the dashboard, because we just need to show this visualization only on this template, not other templates. So that's why we will add like we will use the block head, and inside the block head we will add this script. Okay, cool. And then the real work now, we have to create uh, the script. Okay, So then add the script, this one. Okay, we can add in the head. So what it is doing, so we have to run it 2 times, okay, for the average scores and for the completion rate. So our ID is average scores chart. So average scores chart. So it will get the element first, and when it will get the element, it will start creating the chart object, and then the type is bar. Yeah, we need a bar type of chart. This one, okay, and uh, then we need the data. So the data, we have the labels like the red, blue, yellow, but we want quiz 1, quiz 2, something. Okay. So the labels we will give the quiz names. So here, how we will give that? Okay. So we have to omit our values that we have provided uh, to the template from the roots, and then we need to use the to.json using the pipe syntax. Okay. Then in the data sets, the label we want as average score. Okay. So just replace this one with average score. And the data that we need to give, that will also we have to omit, as we have provided the data, this data, okay, average scores. And this will also we need to extract with the JSON to JSON, and the border width is okay, whatever they are giving, it's fine. And option scales, y begin at 0, true. Okay. Okay. So for one element for every scores, we are creating the bar chart. Okay. So it will create the chart, then it will bind to this element. Okay. To the CTX. Getting? We are creating a new chart object and binding to this element. Right. So just load it. Just test this for now. Okay. No filter named to JSON. Okay. I think yeah, we have to use this with to JSON. So if you see the Flask documents, you will see like how to, give the data. Like if you are adding, if you have to provide the data to script, and also you can read the Flask documents, like how we have to provide the data to templates. Okay. So to JSON is the correct way. Okay. But um, no chart we can see for now. Why? Okay. Hmm, what is going wrong? Might be we need to add this script at the body, right? So add here, like at the head, we just uh, fetch the script, and after, yeah, on load, we have to have the element first rendered before the script run. I guess that is the problem. So the script is running, like if we add the script at head, so the script will run at first, cause after head the body will render. But we need to add here. Might be this will work. Like after rendering the element, we are just running the script. So load this. Cool, it's working now. So we can see now the average score for quiz 1, quiz 2, and if we hover over it, so the for quiz 1 the average score is 1.5, and for quiz 2 the average score is 2.5. We need some of the layout, okay, for this. So do one thing, create a class for this that will be the chart container. Okay, and inside the chart container, add some style. Dot chart container is a display type of grid, and the grid template columns will be what we needed. We need like we will get this space, okay, and if we divide this space in 100%, so for chart we wanted like two fractions we need for chart, and one fraction we need for our pie chart for the completion rates, okay. So the template column will be 2 fr, two fractions for the bar chart and one fraction out of 100 for the pie chart, okay. So save it and reload page again. Okay, but this is not, I mean this, the main content will be at the right side, okay. So why it is not working properly? Okay, if we just try to remove the block head, why it is okay. I guess block head is doing something wrong. What it is doing? Okay, so okay, so basically it is replacing the this part, okay. So the container is also, it is replacing with the style, like whole this blockhead it is replacing. So we have to just extend this one, not we have to replace, okay. So to do that, we can uh, uh, um okay, we can add one more block, because we are also extending the admin layout with the layout. So this blockhead will work for this style, and one more blockhead we needed, okay. So in that way this style will remain, uh, and no, we have to rename it to head, admin head. So we need some different name for the this head, admin head, okay. And inside the admin head we will add whatever we want to add to extend this head block, okay. So now if we add this style and script inside the admin head, so it will, this section will render here inside this block and not replace this one, okay. So now use, okay, working perfectly, cool. So we have the average scores chart, it's looking beautiful, right? Cool. Now we want for the completion rates, and we want a pie chart. So there are different type of chart you can use. Okay, toughnut and pie charts, and we are going to use next pie chart. For pie chart, um, toughnut, we are needing the pie chart. Okay, yeah, this one, this data we needed. For that, what we have to, this is the type pie. Okay, and the other configuration will be similar to the pie, similar to the bar chart. So we have to, okay, in the dashboard we have to create one more chart. Okay, and also we need to create one element ctx1 in uh, for the completion rates. We will use one variable ctx1 where we will find the element first, document.get element by id, and the id will be completion rates chart, and then we will create a new chart and find the ctx1, and then we will bind the chart data with the ctx1. So type will be pi. Okay, so this way the type will be pi. Okay, create an object where the type will be pi, and then the data will be this one. The data have the this object, uh, yeah, data. Okay, okay. So the labels, similarly, the labels we have to give as this one, quiz names to JSON. Okay, remove this, and the dataset label will be completion rate. Okay, and the data will be similar as every score we have to provide now the completion rates. Okay, so remove it from here, add the data here, omit this data, completion rates, pipe it to JSON. Okay, the background color you can use the whatever they are giving. It's okay. Save this file. We already have the completion rates element here, canvas element, and where we are binding this chart, pie chart. Okay, now so it will be converted to a chart now. Okay, it is not working, I guess. Why? Mm, 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 mm. Why it is not working? Completion rates chart. Okay, okay, okay. We haven't written whole document. The completion rates chart is same. Okay, reload the page again. Okay, now we have the completion rates chart. So we have only two quizzes, so that's why it is divided in two parts. Okay, how beautiful is this thing? Okay, so the rate is 66.667% for both. Okay, so as two quizzes are there and the completion rate, like two users have completed the quiz out of three users. That's why the completion rate is 66.667% for both quizzes. Okay, now we will change the, we will add some more data, and then we will see the data, like how it will reflect on the charts. Okay, so currently average score is 1.5 for quiz 1. Okay, so add the data. Okay, so how we will add the data? open the Flask cell. Okay, from app import db, from app dot models import we have to update the score. Okay, so import the score. And if you remember earlier, we have commented some of the data. Okay, so now we will add the score record for user third. Okay, so we have in the database we have um, three users: user 1, user 2, user 3. And right now we have the score record for only two users. So two users attempted both quizzes. Now we want to attempt the third user also, the quiz. So um, from the Flask cell we will populate now. Okay, because if we run the seed.py again by uncommenting this code, so it will create the data again. Okay, so we don't want that. We just want to populate these two record. Okay, so score 1 and place it here. Okay, then how we have to populate the score record? So we have to create the attempt 1, and that will for the user 3. Okay, so score close the parenthesis. Okay, so attempt 1 is created. Now we have to add this score object in the session, db session. So attempt 1, attempt. Okay, okay, there is some, yeah. Okay, we have, okay, the variable name is wrong. Okay, so we have attempt 1, no issue. Okay, it has been added to the session. Then we will commit to store in the database. Okay, we have stored. Okay, so we have added one more record only for now. So what will happen after this record get added? So what will happen for quiz ID, for quiz 1, uh, 3 users attempted. Okay, user 1, user 2, and user 3. So the average score will be now 2 plus 1 plus 3. So 2 plus 1 plus 3 out of 3 scores. So that will be 336 divided by 3, 2. Okay, so the average score will be 2, average score, and the completion rate will be, so there are 3 users total in database, and 3 users attempted the quiz 1. Okay, so quiz user 1 attempted the quiz 1, user 2 attempted the quiz 1, user 3 attempted the quiz 1. So 3 users attempted the quiz 1, as we have 3 scores for different users, 3 scorecards. So 3 users attempted out of total 3 users. So that will be 100% completion rate. Okay. Okay. So the completion rate will be 100%. Okay. Cool. So just okay, we can uncomment this code because we are not going to run. So you can just uncomment, no issue. Okay, now reload the page. We must have the new data. Okay, so 2.0. Okay, So it means the average score is now 2 for quiz 1, and this has also been changed. So quiz 1 is red. Okay. So for red quiz 1, the completion rate is 100%. Okay. So just if we add this record also, then what will be the average scores after that? For adding the record, go to the Flask cell, import from app, import db from app.models, import subject. No, sorry, not subject, score, and then create the score record. Score will be user ID will be 3 for the user. Quiz ID that they are going to attempt will be 2, and the score they will get as 2. Okay, the score 2, and then add the score in db session, and then commit the record in database. Okay, now reload this dashboard again, and now we have a new average score. So the average score is 2.333 now, and the quiz 2 also have the completion rate as 100, and we have created scores for all the users, and now we are getting beautiful charts for these two, for the scores and for the completion rate. Okay, so for the quiz 1 the average score is 2, for the quiz 2 the average score is 2.333. The completion rate for quiz 1 is 100% now, and the quiz 2 already also have the completion rate as 100%. You can modify and styling, add the styling um, by using the properties. Okay, so you can change the colors and all whatever you want. Okay, so we are done with the changes, okay, with all the charts. Now just push the code to git status. What we have changed, we have modified the root templates. We have created a c.py file. We have created the CLI command for the root, for the database seed. Okay, add these all files with status, git commit, chart and analytics. Admin dashboard. Okay, and then push the changes, git version push, and main branch. Okay, so that's it for this video, and you have implemented the charts and analytics for the admin dashboard, and now admin can see the average scores for all the quizzes from the users, and they can also see the completion rate, like how many users have attempted the quiz. So this is really powerful information for any admin to know, like what is happening with the application. Okay, so you can also extend the functionality, like which users have not completed, and also you can just add those whatever, like whenever you want. Okay, uh, for now it's really a powerful functionality, like admin can view the stats for the application. You can add more visualization chart, like for the top performing users and all. So it's really good. In the next video, we will add the timer for the quizzes, and we will also randomize the questions. Okay, so if one user is watching, questions in some order, the other user will see in different order. Okay, so that will be also a good functionality. So we will have the timer, so when a user will attempt the quiz, so there will be timer countdown starts, and when that will finish, the quiz will submit automatically. So that we will do next. Okay, so see you next time.